All right, well, I am here with Ronngyu support for Sanguine, who had their first year in the SPL this year, and you guys really came in and made a big impact. We can talk about all that in just a moment, but Ronngyu, I think it's something we may have hit with you all here before, but just for this interview real quick, man, what was kind of your start here for SMITE? How did you first get involved, playing the game, and what kind of helped you fall in love with it? And then how did you end up playing competitive as well?
So the first time I played SMITE, I don't remember exactly because I think I played one arena game or whatever, and it was like, oh, I don't like this game that much because I think it was beta, and then I
Yeah.
just stopped playing it. But then I came back in 2014, maybe I think, or 15,
Mhm.
and then I started playing all of the game, and it was like, oh, I like this game. I like the view of the game. You're not like, I don't know. It was like a game that I like a lot.
Yeah, it's not like the top down like some of the other ones. You're like behind the character, and it feels a little bit more maybe intuitive. Well, how did you end up getting into competitive then? Was it just something that sort of happened, or did someone pull you in, or how'd that get started?
Oh, so so basically, I think I posted in a Facebook group or in a
Mhm.
Facebook page from LATAM, and I put like looking for team. I think I was silver three or whatever, and I was looking for team. Then one team say, "Yeah, we're gonna try out you," and I was like, "Okay," but in that time I was playing solo, so yeah, that was kind of my start.
Well, hey, man, you've improved a lot since then. I'm still in Silver 3, so we can forgive for that old time. Well, you mentioned I think one of the most important things, or at least the thing that I like about your team so much, that you all are still sort of that LATAM representative, right? You get to represent that whole group, and I think you all have done a really good job of it, right? You were first seed in phase one, and then third seed here. So I guess what does it mean for you all to know that you kind of carry that torch? You kind of represent that region here for everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavy thing to carry on, but
Yeah.
also we are proud to represent LATAM as the best possible ever.
You certainly are here at this point. Well, talk to me kind of about you guys' whole run here. What's it been like to be in the SPL, to kind of make that big leap and compete here at this level so consistently? What has that transition been like for your whole team and for you specifically?
I mean, all people know that we like SMITE, so it was kind of easy just to be probably more responsible, like schedule
Mhm.
or screams taking more seriously. I think it's like life, you have to adapt and be more responsible or like do whatever you like because it's what depends, like if you do what you like, it's the best job, maybe.
No, you're exactly right, man. When you do something that you really like, it's a lot easier to do it. Well, can you talk to me also about Cake Man and picking you guys up, right? Because you made the big run last year, like through the SML and all that stuff, and you made your way up and competed at Worlds, and now you have a chance to compete at Worlds here again through the SPL. But he kind of, he trusts in your squad and these guys. What's that been like? What's that been like for you all to know that he, kind of trusted what you all could do?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Probably nobody knows this, but I think we will split up if we didn't get to the SML. It will be like no point because, for
Mhm.
example, me and Shinto, we were living in Mexico, so we were living apart from our parents. We had to pay rent, we have to pay our school, we have to pay our food and all stuff. So
Yeah.
Smile wasn't giving us like something to us to live off it. And then Blaine came and picked us. It was probably the perfect timing for this roster because this roster probably would die if we didn't qualify to SML.
Well, I'm so glad that you all did because you've really had a great performance here so far this phase, right? Well, talk to me about when you all first started, when you guys first came in, and because I remember things were maybe a little bit shaky at first, but you all really started to hit your stride. What was it like for your team that first phase when you really started realizing, hey, we're competing, we're winning some sets, we're just as good as the rest of these guys?
Yeah, I think our first goal was not to lose against Obey because the drama and all the stuff. And then we were okay, we beat Obey, so we're not the worst team for now. And then we I think we play Space Station and we beat them like I think it was a good like we said, we beat them 2-0, but it still was a rough set. So we were like, okay, we're beating good names, we're beating huge teams. So it was like, we have the potential. Let's just keep practicing, keep going, and just keep doing the same.
Well, can you talk to me a little bit about the squad itself? Because I mean, it's no secret that you all, are just like friends yourselves, right? That you all get along really well. What's that dynamic like for you guys? Kind of behind the scenes when you're not playing Smite, when you guys are just hanging out as a group.
So for example, we went to the mall
Hmm.
last couple days, but not all of us. I mean, we
Hmm.
can just watch series, Netflix. We can just watch, I don't know, someone doing streams and saying like, "Yo, this guy, what is he doing?" Or just, you don't know, doing whatever stuff we can do, like cooking maybe,
Yeah.
or just having fun. I mean, when we talk as a group, it's more when Cakeman is here playing.
Right.
So yeah, basically that.
Well, what do you like to play when you're taking a break from Smite? Is there anything else that you've been having fun with lately or any other games or anything like that you've been enjoying?
Yeah, I've been playing Among Us. It's a
Oh
real
yeah.
fun game. Yeah, yeah, I had a tradition when I was streaming. It was like when I finish my stream, I will say, "Yo guys, let's play Among Us," and I just put the code in my Twitch and we will start playing. It was fun.
Okay, well, now I have to ask you a little bit about Among Us here, Ronngyu. What kind of imposter are you? Do you go back and report your own kill? Do you like to try and sneak away in the dead of night? How do you like to go about it? What kind of?
Ooh, I'm gonna be exposed now. They're gonna know. But basically, it depends. For example, if I self-report, I will not
Mhm,
self-report in the second time.
mhm.
And it depends, I kind of change my playstyle. It's like
Yeah.
I take Among Us seriously too.
Well, it's a lot of fun, man. I'm right with you on that. So glad that you all have been enjoying it. Well, let's talk a little bit then about about some of the rest of your team, some too. Talk to me a little bit about what they're like. What's it like, when you all are prepping up for scrims? Who's maybe the most likely to come in a little bit late for those or something like that? Or you guys might have to give a bit of a reminder. Who's that guy?
Hmm. I think it can be probably Shinto sometimes,
Mm,
that because he doesn't get up like that easy to be honest, because it's like Oxy will knock our doors and that's it. And then I will just wake up and say, what is this? So I just wake up and we're all four here. It's like, who's missing? And it's like, oh, Shinto. Oh, Netra has to go upstairs and pick him. But yeah, basically him. But sometimes he wakes up early, so it depends.
Well, what about like in comms? Like who's the one that's popping off for you guys when you're doing well? Whenever you all put out some of your audio, because sometimes you saying will do that. It sounds like everyone's popping off. But what's that like in the comms when you all are doing well?
Yeah, for example, maybe for screaming, it will be me. And then Jarko will be like the follower with the calls. So I will probably just
Mm.
hype the team and then Jarko will do the brain play.
Like he'll get you guys back on track, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, a second ago you mentioned Oxy, and I'm really glad you brought him up. I almost forgot. I mean, for a while there, you all didn't have him with you, right? And then you were able to kind of get him over here, bring him into the house, and everything. Talk to me about what he does here for the team, because we don't always get to hear about these coaches behind the scenes and how much they're able to help.
Yeah, for example, when we're in, I don't know, in scrims, and we say like, wait, do you ult or do you use beats? And then we don't have like the idea, so he just screenshots that time, and then he showed like, okay, guys, that what happened, that shouldn't happen, and that like little things, he just screenshots something, and that really helped us because you don't remember when you were playing or when you were doing something, so it's kind of helpful for us.
He can go back and sort of help you all out on some of those small things. That's great, man. It's huge to have that kind of presence for the team. So let's talk a little bit more then about. We know that you all do really well in the regular season, right? I think you all were third this phase and first in that first phase. But it does seem a little bit like maybe you all have some trouble at those big tournaments. Is that something that you all have seen from your perspective? And what do you all want to do to try and make it a bit more consistent?
Yeah, I think it's weird because I don't know. For example, for these players, we didn't lose against Renegades, and then we
Mhm.
got 3-1. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. Probably teams just take more seriously the tournaments. I think when it comes to playoffs, teams play better than the SPL. So it's expectable to, I don't know, be the games will be more difficult for us maybe.
Mm. I mean, and to be fair, that said, you all were really close, right? Like you had a Titan push that was like
Yeah.
100 away from getting a win. Like that one was really close. So it's not as if y'all got blown out or anything like that. But so what are you all looking towards for this tournament that's coming up? Right, you're gonna have this playoff land where you're trying to make it all the way towards Worlds. What's you all's focus to make sure that you're locked in for that tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it's our for me, it's like our last chance for Worlds, and if we don't qualify, I will be so upset. So I want to qualify Worlds so bad, and I want to let my team know that I want to win Worlds too. So yeah, we'll probably just prepare mentally, and we're playing the studio, so it will be hype for us at
Yeah.
least. So yeah, it's a pretty big tournament now that we're going to studio.
Well, what do you all think about the format too? Right, because this one's double elimination, right? So one Titan that barely survives shouldn't be enough to take you guys out of it this time. You'll have another crack at it. Do you like that it's that double elimination, or do you like when it's win and stay, or if you lose one, you're out?
I think the double elimination is fun for the viewers, but not for the people that are playing it, let's say, because I don't know, maybe you beat a team and then they go to loser brackets and then they beat you when they came up from the loser brackets, and it's like, why, if I already beat this team? So
Yeah, it
yeah,
feels like
but
they should be here.
yeah,
We beat you guys already. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's okay when you beat the team and you win, but it's not okay when you're the team that lose to the team that you already beat. So yeah.
I got you. So maybe not the biggest fans of it, but you gotta lock in for it here at the very least. So you guys together, talk to me a little bit about how long you all have been together, because it feels like you five guys have been playing together for a while now, and you really trust each other. When did you all first start playing? I have to go back and look to see how long you guys have been together. When did you all first come together as this 5-man unit?
I think it was 2 years ago exactly for
Mhm.
the SMITE. I think it was when Splice did a tournament after winning Worlds. So it
Right.
was like, so it was kind of that time. But for example, me and Shinto, we were playing for like 6 years or 5 years together. So yeah, we were basically that time.
Well, do you think it gives you a big advantage? There's not a lot of teams that have had the same players on their team for that long. I mean, the United's had a bunch of roster changes. Everyone has. Do you think it gives you all an advantage? You've been playing together that long.
Yeah, I think that's our strength probably, and also that we're friends, so we will be mad if someone had a bad game or someone will have a rough week or rough month or something happen, we'll understand because, we're friends and we know each other very well.
Well, Ronngyu, I got to talk to you a little bit about the actual support role, since that's what you do for your team there. How do you feel about where the support role is right now? Because I feel like there's so many different ways you can play it. You have made some great adjustments with your Herc support and being a bit more aggressive, but I know you can still do the more support-y support as well. How do you feel about your role in general and all the options that you have right now?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to make this point, like I start playing Hercules and they nerf it, so I keep it that. And then I'm gonna start talking about the role support. Okay. Right now, the support role probably is one of the most impactful roles in the map, with the jungler,
Yeah.
obviously. So they pretty much have to be together, clearing a space. Obviously, the aggressive support will be more impactful than the passive support, I think, in my opinion, in this meta. So yeah, I think if you're aggressive, if you're making plays, if you're warding, I don't know, inter jungle and not defensive, I think you're gonna win a game.
Yeah, I think right now the aggressive supports are pretty big, and it really works for you guys because it gives you the chance to win some games early. But you all are also one of the very best late game teams that we have, if not just out flat out the best. What do you all think it is that helps you so much in those late game team fights? Because like 35 minutes in, I'm betting on Sanguine to be able to close that game out.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of strange because at the first time I didn't realize that we were good in late game or team fighting. When people were saying like you guys are fighting well, and I was like, okay, let me watch the bot, and I was like, oh, we're doing this perfectly, or we're doing this
Mhm.
well together. So it's like it's just our synergy of being together, I think. So yeah.
And sometimes people describe you all as maybe you don't do that much different, but you do it really well. Do you think that's a fair description? Like maybe that you all have really perfected a couple of ways to play rather than having a whole bunch that you might pull from at any time?
Yeah, we were being adapting maybe to the SPL
Mhm.
because it's our first year, so we don't know like if there's going to be like a specific meta or some players will play differently, or some teams will like to play in another way, or some teams will pick another gods that we don't used to play against. So it's basically that you have to be you have to be prepared to adapt always if you are going to compete in the best level.
Yeah. Well, I say all the time that I think you and your core are one of the best frontline duos that we have, right? And all the space you guys make and how good you are at starting off fights. Or how do you think you and your core work together in those late game fights as well?
I think Jarko and me are thirsty for blood, so we're basically just pressing W and we match together because we like pressing W.
You guys are locked in together on dive in the backline. You both got the same mentality.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also that Jarko plays support sometimes ranked, so he kind of understands what I'm doing sometimes, and he
Right.
follows me, or he kind of creates a space that I need, so I can create more space. So it's that kind of helps too.
Okay, well, what about Shinto, right? Because, I mean, this guy should be in the conversation for best mid laner in the league. He so consistently plays well for you guys. Do you play around him? Do you try and enable him to play that way? Or is that him just kind of making a difference sometimes on his own?
Yeah, I mean I think it's both. Shinto
Mhm.
is definitely for me the best mid laner.
Yeah.
Uh, but sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let Shinto farm this wave alone, or like Shinto died, I'm gonna let solo farm his red, or sometimes I just ward him. But sometimes it's just like he's ahead, he's like 3 levels ahead, and he's like, yo, let me solo farm. It's like, what? You're 3 levels ahead? What do you mean?
You can share some of this farm with me. Supports don't have any
Yeah,
farm, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's good to play with Shinto sometimes. Sometimes.
All right. Well, I haven't asked you about Netroid yet because I think and Netroid has had a great like path this year. Right at the beginning of the year, people said he was like a Jingwei one trick, but he's really grown beyond that, hasn't he? I mean, he'll play whatever and play it really well. Talk to me a little bit about what Netroid does for you guys.
So Netra basically his job is like Netra, you don't have to die in lane and we're gonna win the game for sure. So it's our plan like Netra don't die or Duo basically don't die and Netra will farm because he's good mechanically, he know a lot about the game, he can make a good call, he can make a good rotation, so we know he's capable of everything. So yeah, we trust in him.
Hey, if you give him the call to not die, Jingwei is really good at that, right? So I guess it
Yeah.
makes sense why he might lock that one in. All right, well, we're getting kind of close here towards the end, so let me ask you one more time about this playoff that's coming up here for you guys. What do you think that you all need to do a little bit more specifically this time to make sure you're locked in? I know you think everyone else kind of elevates their play a little bit, so what do you all need to do to make sure you're locked in here for this wild card phase?
I think it will be different because we're gonna play in LAN, so probably
Right.
we're gonna be more focused. We're gonna be like, I don't know, if something happened, we'll just group or we'll like be more, in the feeling that we're playing for something because we're in the LAN. Or so, yeah, I think we're really more focused and we'll prepare for the workout.
I think that's a good point. It's a lot different when you're in the studio, right? And you're all kind of lined up in there and you're playing together instead of at home. So I think that's a great point there on you. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk to me, man. Good luck coming up in this tournament. You know we all want to see Sangling do well. So appreciate you taking some time to talk to me, and I hope things go well for you.
Thank you.